Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The lineup backstage for this session is the perfect blend of youth and experience. The first-timer, the surprise semi-finalist, and two world champions who've lifted the big one 7 times between them. 4 very different players, and they will all be greeted by a rapturous reception from the Crucible crowd who cannot wait for the action to resume. So welcome back to day 3 at the Kazoo World Snooker Championship. Please welcome a player who last year stormed to the semis on his debut at the tender age of 20. After a gutsy display at the qualifiers, he's back for his second successive Crucible campaign. German Masters finalist this season. He'll be raring to go. China's Si Jiawei. And his opponent, a player old enough to be his young rival's dad. And boy, oh boy, is he flourishing into his late 40s. His 26th year at the Crucible. And earlier this month, he produced the 26th ranking title of his career at the Tour Championship. Still very much at the peak of his powers, the one and only Mark J. Williams. And now to a player who made a dream start to his maiden match on the big stage yesterday. 2 centuries, 3 half-centuries have left him just 3 frames away from a huge win against one of the all-time greats. What a debut and what an opportunity for Leicester's Joe O'Connor.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear.
And now to a player who for more than 2 decades has drawn inspiration from his late father's advice about never giving up. If there is anyone who can turn around this deficit, it's the 4-time champion of the world. So come on, Sheffield, raise the roof for the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby.
Well, here we go. For now, we're going to direct you to the iPlayer, the red button on the BBC Sport website for the opening exchanges between Williams and Si Jiawei, but we'll be checking in on that, obviously, throughout the afternoon. But for now, we're about to find out if a 4-time world champ can turn things around against the rookie. And waiting for us at table 1 are gentleman Joe Perry and the genial John Virgo. Best I could come up with, John. Afternoon, fellas.
Thank you, Hazel. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Well, we know one of the greatest competitors the game has ever had. That's Mark Selby. He's going to have to dig into all his reserves for this one. Nice to be alongside Joe Perry, who's got a little skip in his step because Arsenal are back to top of the league. But what do you think, Joe? Big ask?
Afternoon, John. Afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it's a massive ask, isn't it? 7-2 behind anyone. But if there was one man that could do it, it's the man we're going to watch this afternoon, Mark Selby. Well, I was going to go on to say he's going to have to play very well, and he's going to need his opponent to miss a few. He didn't miss many yesterday, but what a start from Joe O'Connor. Great long red.
Yeah, on a pot. Not on the black, but the pink's available. Didn't get into the cue ball enough. He'd be disappointed. Terrific opening
7.
red, but
Touching ball.
it's only going to realise 7 points.
He looks comfortable out there, though, doesn't he? For debut, you know, you never know how players are going to react when they step out for the first time, but he's looked very comfortable, very assured. He's a real solid player these days.
Corner 7.
He's improved so much the last few seasons.
Yeah, funnily enough, somebody showed me a picture that Mark Selby had tweeted with Joe when he was a young lad, and I think that what has given Joe a little bit of an edge. He used to practice with Mark when he was young, so there's no fear factor there. And obviously, he knows how good Mark Selby is. But unlike a lot of players coming out to play Mark Selby, he knows him well, and I'm certain over the years Selby has given him a little bit of advice.
I think he might be able to get through to this red. Well, could get through to it, and he can get through to the potting angle, and it's another good long red.
1.
That's the angle on the brown. Oh, it's not too bad. He can get back down this end, but there's not a lot of room here. Just putting his cue down there. If he can get it's almost as if he's playing to land straight on the black. If he can get there, he'll be able to get through to that red on the right-hand side.
Extra little bit of
Joe
pace
Corner 1.
caused him to miss the brown, and he got on the red. So, nice easy starter for Mark.
One.
I think there is a red available, one immediately above the black at the bottom of the cluster. There may be one to the left of the pink that goes as well. Well, I'm not
6.
quite certain what he's played for there. Well, if he's played to the red, to the left, and the right middle, which is the only ball I can see, he's nothing like on it. He's just playing safe.
Mark Selby. 6.
My immediate reaction there, very poor visit from Mark Selby.
Yeah, it was a chance, wasn't it? And, you know, he's going to have to score heavy today to put Joe under pressure. Try and win frames in one visit. That's what really applies the pressure to your opponent. But yeah, that was a weak positional shot, but as expected, Mark Selby gives every shot, every ounce of concentration. He's played a good safety shot. He's in a bit of trouble here, Joe. There is a space at the back of the pack he can land and not leave nothing, but he's got to judge line and length. Well, he got the pace, he just didn't get the line, so this red's available. Probably going to need the rest to get it hit, but again, it's a red you would normally expect Selby to knock in pretty comfortably.
In it goes. Control the cue ball nicely
1.
on the green. Of course, the cue ball going to have to travel a little bit There's a few loose reds. So needs a good positional shot here. Decided to take the chance on the cannon, and it looks at first glance it's worked out perfectly. I think he can get through to that red in an immediate line above the black. Well, he's having a good look, so maybe he's not quite on it. He has alternatives, but the alternatives means that he's got to do a bit of work with the cue ball.
Sure.
Oh, the red between the cue ball and the brown is the one he's going to play, and it's not a bad red to get out of the way, actually. You can just play a little cannon into the two reds, and he should be nicely on the brown. That just opens up that little area as well, so going forward, it should make the break a little bit easier. Nicely played.
5.
There's a red in the middle of the cluster, goes to the
9.
left corner. Can't play for the black, because the black's not available into the right corner.
That's the wrong score.
Just referee Marcel Eckhart just telling the marker the wrong score was on the board. Judged the kiss off the second red perfectly. It's a good chance, and 7-2 behind, you feel an opportunity he's got to take.
$15.
Yeah, I watched the first session yesterday, and he looked in pretty good form early on. They shared the first 4 frames, and then after that, he just missed the couple. And to be fair to Joe O'Connor, he punished every mistake Mark Selby made, but Mark Selby missed a few you wouldn't expect him to. So important
22.
Okay, if he's not going to win frames in one visit, but important not to miss when he's in amongst them, because they're the costly ones.
23.
But so far so good. He's took these nicely. I think the red at the bottom of the 4 is available. Again, just slowly just open this frame up, bring other reds into play.
$30. $31. $39.
So, key shot coming up. The red to the left of the three. It's putt into the right corner. To just screw past that little cannon. Yeah, perfectly played. Good shot that. Now, when he moves this red, every red is
46.
potable. And this is a good start, good signs from Mark Selby and his supporters.
47.
We never doubted he'd be up for the fight, John, did we?
No, we certainly didn't. Well, I agree with you. He's taken these really well. And something I always look for in a player, and particularly people like Mark Selby, when they pot in the balls right in the
54.
heart of the pocket, that'll make him feel good about himself. You've got to ignore the scoreline. Just concentrate on one frame at a time.
50.
And now he's already at snooker's required. This black, no way back to the table for Joe. And every possibility
62.
he'll open this session with a century, which would really make him feel good.
63.
And cued that lovely deep screw reverse
70.
side to the inch.
$71.
Yeah, this is already Mark's highest break in the match. Joe O'Connor made 2 centuries yesterday in a very impressive debut session. But this has been immaculate from
77.
Mark Selby this visit.
$78.
Well, it looks a little bit wide, but it's dropped in.
85.
So the century still on the cards.
$87. $90. $94. $99.
So just the start Mark was looking for, and put the icing on the cake for the ton. Well played. And there's Mark's wife Vicky on the right there. It's a bit more like it, and a wonderful start to this vital second session for the 4 times champion of the world. Still 4 behind them.
Watching that, Mark Selby, the cue ball was absolutely immaculate. So that sends a message to your opponent.
Warning signs indeed. It's O'Connor with a 4-frame cushion.
Joe O'Connor breaking off. Happy with that one. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. It would be a big problem if the reds had spread a bit wider, but the fact that they've stayed in one big bunch means it's an easy escape for Mark Selby. Yeah, interesting words there from the studio. Joe O'Connor knows all about Mark Selby, what he's capable of. He's just got to try if he can, just to play his own game, not look at the scoreboard, not think about what Mark Selby's doing. Just do whatever he can do and do it properly.
Certainly a stalemate at the moment, but because there's no red in the balk end, first opportunity that either player gets, they'll have a safety option in that area. Neither player looked at one another there. I thought they might give each other a sly look, but no.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot more these days, doesn't it? The 5-10 minutes of this sort of stuff doesn't seem to happen. A few shots each, and they normally just agree for a re-rack. But I never ever like to get involved in this sort of thing. I was never had the patience for it. I'd normally just play a shot and leave my opponent touching ball just to get it all done. Probably not the right thing to do, but this doesn't do anyone any favours, does it, this kind of play?
No, it's not so bad when you're at home watching on the telly. You can go and make yourself a cup of tea.
But, you know, just in the context of the match, Mark's made such a good start, good positive start, scoring, free-flowing. I know he's probably the best in the world at playing this sort of frame and getting back, but you don't want to be stagnated, do you? He's got himself going. Let's keep it open.
A chance here to get the cue ball back to the balk end. But he will be opening the red, so he needs a good cue ball. Bit pacey, but at least he's got rid of the stalemate. That's a good safety from Mark. Got the green, covering the escape down the right-hand side of the table, as we look.
Joe just having a look. If he plays the containing dump shot off the red on the left side of the table, he knows he'll be leaving that red along the bottom cushion, but can he leave it awkward enough that Mark won't take it on? That's what he's trying to weigh up in his own mind. So he wants to try and leave this absolutely dead straight if he can. Well, there is a slight angle there, but God, this is tough. If Mark chooses to take this red on, wouldn't be surprised if he looked straight away from that one yet. That's a bit tough, a bit too risky.
Yeah, quite rightly refusing it. If he was just rolling the red in, you'd fancy he might knock it in, but he'd have to play it with pace to get up for the black, which made the pot very difficult.
Little flick on the green there from Joe O'Connor. Isn't going to do that much damage, but it has made it a nice target now when playing safe. That green and brown, that's where they'll be aiming to get the cue ball in, somewhere behind there.
Well, it wasn't a bad line, but just short of pace. This is a good shot. Was a good line, but once again, just a little bit short of pace. And well, Mark, this red second in from the left is possible. And the fact that the cue ball's not tight against the ball cushion, he may feel he can manoeuvre the cue ball in playing the pot. As I say, tight on the cushion. He probably would have refused this, but well, in the end, they decide to play another red, which needs to slow up, and it has done. So no risk, decent safety.
Similar shot for Joe O'Connor here, but obviously got to avoid them reds on the bottom cushion if he's taking this red on. Oh, great pot. That wasn't very easy, that shot at all. He was digging down.
1.
Good long red. Okay, cue ball's travelled, but he's got a nice easy snooker if he wants it.
Yeah, a similar pot to the one that Mark Selby refused. Once again, though, he's been tight to the ball cushion. He wouldn't have played the pot, but just off the green, sneak up behind the brown.
Joe O'Connor 1.
But if he's missed the snooker, that's careless. I don't know why he tried to stun him behind the brown. It looked like he could have just played it delicately. Anyway, he missed the trick there.
Yeah, decent cue ball from Mark, but I don't think he'd be too happy with where the black ball's landed. He'd like to have kept that in play if he could. But it's no easy return here for Joe O'Connor. All down the right-hand side's all blocked. Is he thinking about taking this red on? He's potted a few good long ones already in this session. Here's another one, another tester. Oh, great shot. I think that's 4 long reds he's potted already in this session. His long game is in good nick.
1.
But again, that cue was just travelled. Will he be tempted by the yellow?
Yeah, terrific pot. I mean, all we have to do is pot the yellow and he'd land worse way on the red adjacent to the left middle, but there's a risk. There's a risk involved. It's not a full shot. You sort of got to roll the yellow. Can he trust himself? He's building himself up. He's taking it on. Big shot. Good shot.
Free.
Yeah, it was a very good shot. It's good to see him taking it on. You know, it doesn't look good if you start refusing them. It gives your opponent confidence. Sort of sending a message that you're not really feeling confident.
4.
But now it's gone in, it's sending a completely different message. And he'd like, when he pots this pink, for it to go on the black spot. That would really help his cause. We'll find out in a few shots' time. So this is quite important, because if the pink goes on the black spot, it's a good scoring opportunity. So decent chance
10.
now, Joe O'Connor.
$11.
Just about got an angle on the blue. It should have been better than this, in all honesty. But just enough to be able to manoeuvre the cue ball.
$16.
So he's put himself under a bit of undue pressure here. The previous shot needed to be much higher on the blue. So this is a tester in its own right. But if he wants to put power into the shot, get back up the table, it makes it even harder.
Joe O'Connor, 16.
Yeah, it all came about because he didn't get good position on the blue. Now, does this red that Joe's just missed cut? Probably, but mighty thin. No problem. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, well, it went right
Joe
in the
O'Connor,
heart
4.
of the opposite corner pocket. Couldn't have seen that, to be honest. I know the pockets are always in the same place, but that was amazing. Well, another terrific long pot. such a help, isn't it, when you're knocking those mid-range shots in?
Yeah, makes a big difference, doesn't it? And also it just puts pressure on your opponent's safety because he knows he can't afford to leave you anything because you're going to knock it in. But I like the way he plays them. He doesn't hit them too hard. And he struck that one very nicely. Now, he's had one chance in this frame. Lost position very quickly. What can he do this time?
Seven.
There's a couple of reds available here. But it's not quite that simple. He'd love to, if he can, get on the green. That opens things up.
8.
Yeah, that's going to give him a bit more manoeuvring space for these reds. Pink's only going to be available into right corner and left middle. So he's got work to do.
I'd be a little bit disappointed with that. Just means in potting his red to the right
11.
corner now, he can't avoid a kiss on the second red, so that makes position on the colour not guaranteed. But judged it nicely. Played it perfectly. Judged the kiss off the second and third reds.
$18. $19.
This pink will put him 46 points in front. Two reds and two more pinks would get him to the snookers required, but that's not going to be the case now because he's going to play for the blue off this red. So he's going to need 3 of these remaining reds to be certain.
26.
Should be okay here. Just got to avoid the red on the way down the table. Then straighten the cubble up. Put the red in the right corner. Yeah, nicely played. Just missed the red, as you can see. So, 52 ahead.
31.
Red, pink. Put him 59 ahead, 59 remaining. So, one more red, you feel. And that will be enough to secure this frame.
$32.
That's not a bad angle. You can pop this pink and screw back for the red on the right hand side, or top it in and play for the red into the middle or the corner pocket, his choice. All in behind the other red. And it's just held up in time, so
38.
nicely done from Joe O'Connor this, and it'll make him feel better. Just re-establish that 5-frame lead if this red drops in.
$39.
Yep, that should seal it. And the way he's taking these, the type of player you'd be sat in your seat and you'd be concerned, wouldn't you? Because he's never looked like missing, has he?
45.
And the ball was, as you say, weren't that perfect to make a frame-winning contribution, but he's made light of it. Got a nice pace around the
46.
table. And that will now mean that Mark Selby will not be coming back to the table. Well, he'll do well to keep it going, but
49.
doesn't matter. He'll play the double. But as I say, it didn't
Sure,
matter
for now,
one way or the
49.
other, because Mark Selby's
And
going to
frame.
concede. So they played 2 frames, they've shared them. Not what Mark Selby needed. It's now 8-3, Joe O'Connor.
That was very impressive, considering what Mark Selby had done in the opening frame.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Okay,
Thank
back
you,
we go.
Trent.
This
Settle down,
is frame 12 of a possible 19. And it's the debutant, the only one here, who has a very healthy advantage.
Yes, so there's this frame and one more before the mid-session interval. If Joe O'Connor was to win both of them, that's game, set and match.
On this occasion, he hasn't knocked the long red in. Missed that one by quite some distance, but he has left the red for Mark Selby, but far from easy.
One.
Good solid pot. Pretty similar actually to the one Joe O'Connor potted in the last frame to get his break going. Similar sort of style shot. Similar outcome. He would have set his stall out. Like you said at the start, John, he would have wanted to win all 4 really, being that far behind, but 3-1 is okay.
Four.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, four frames on the trot would be a dream come true. I do feel, though, if he's to win this match, he's got to win this frame and the next one. We always say that if you can keep your opponent 2 away, it just gives you a little bit of wriggle room.
9.
But if Joe O'Connor was to win one of these next 2 frames, get on 9, only needed 1, it's hard to see Mark coming back.
10.
I wouldn't put it past him, don't get me wrong, but he'd need a bit of help from his opponent. And from what we saw in the last frame from Joe O'Connor, he's still queuing well.
Just be careful with those wrappers, please. Can hear it down here.
Well, looks like after potting this red. He's going to have to get a nice angle on the colour. Nothing else available, so nice angle on the blue. And try and hit that pink full in the face. Plenty of power. Oh,
18.
well, that's not too bad. I think he's just about, well, he may have gone a bit too far, so not as easy off the green. He'll have to hit this one quite hard. Yeah, there was the shot before. It wasn't great, but I wonder, does this red go in the left middle?
21.
Tough though, no, isn't it? I think he purposely played for the green rather than the blue, but he needed to be closer to the green, you know, where he could that power and more control of the cue ball. Anyway, it was a chance,
Mark Selby,
but at
21.
least he didn't miss. But once again, not the best safety from Mark, and he's usually so proficient at leaving that cue ball on the ball cushion. You can see his expression. To leave it short like this, he'll be disappointed. So much easier for your opponent. According to the Century Lounge at lunchtime, and that lady there is having a lovely day. First time at the Crucible, 87 today. Happy birthday. Enjoy.
Yeah, and what you said about Mark Selby's previous safety shot has come true, because it allowed Joe O'Connor to get his hand on the table, and he's played a wonderful safety shot. He's blocked off the right-hand side, and the black ball is causing all the problems down the left. Virtually impossible for Mark to play down there without colliding into the black, so he'll probably have to play this as though he's snookered and try and land on a red and not leave one for Joe. He's in a problem here. Well, if he is playing the return, he's got to catch this very, very thin indeed. Oh, great shot. Avoid the bump. Oh, I was a little bit unlucky there. That was a good shot he played.
The dreaded bump. Oh, he's missed one. Where's the brown ball? In
Mark
the
Selby,
pocket.
4.
Just 4 points away. I mean, this red in the balk end is potable, but it's anything but easy. What's Mark spotted? A plant? Oh, he spotted something, Joe. Can you see anything?
Well, I can only think it's the red to the left of the bunch. Maybe get to the extreme edge of that one. Clip that one back into this left corner.
Yeah, thin cut. Got it, and it's not a back kiss on the blue.
1.
Just found a gap.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a couple of reds down here, isn't there? But just looking where that blue ball's finished, if that wasn't there, that's a lovely angle off brown or green into that bunch. But the blue sort of stopping him from playing that shot. So he may have to play down for the pink maybe and play on one of these loose reds. Well, he decided on a ball colour, but I don't think he'll be going into the bunch here. Unless he thinks he can get round the back of the blue and into them.
I wouldn't guarantee that. I agree with you. I think he should play for the loose red. The open red. The only downside to this, and he's played it absolutely inch perfect, don't get me wrong.
8.
But which colour does he choose to leave an angle? Oh, is there a red at the bottom of that cluster that goes? He's having a look. I'm having a look. It goes.
Changes the whole complexion of this visit, doesn't it, if that red goes? Gives him a sort of straightforward break building situation. Play on that red, and if he can't release reds off that red, he can leave a nice angle on the black.
9.
Well, the blue ball here, he's going to play the cannon. He doesn't think the red does go. He didn't think the red went, and to me it did.
16.
Yeah, but I suppose I have to give him the benefit of the doubt there. He's got a better view than us, but it does look from that angle like it would have, well, it definitely sneaking off the near jaw. But Mark's got a better view of it than anyone else. And does this top red go? And this is risky. He can pot this, screw off the pack. But again, this is very, very risky, but it's a sign of intent. He's not holding back. He's taking these shots on.
That was tough. It wasn't
Mark
as if he
Selby.
was just trying to pot the ball as well. He was trying to
16.
hold for position on the black. Now, can Joe get past the black to cut this red in? No, he can't. Well, that's a decent lead, 41 points, but Mark knows he can't afford a mistake. So this safety exchange, very, very important. If he gets the next chance, should see him over the line in the frame. Caught that a little bit too thin. And he has left this red 2 out from the right hand side cushion. I think he can just get to the potting angle. But if he can't, he's got an easy enough safety to play. Well, it looks like he can get to it, but he's eyeing up the safety. And a good choice, as it turns out. Good line. And almost the perfect length. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul, Joe Connor, 4.
In the pocket. So it's a mistake. Now then, long range pot. He's been knocking quite a few of these in. But there's a little bit of pressure on him because he's 37 points behind. If he went for the pot, missed it, you'd think it almost certainly cost him the frame. So, decision time.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play it though, does he? The red on the left-hand side of the table. He can play that one. Could try and clip that one in, bring the cue ball round. The blue's available, but his long game's so good. He feels he has to take this one on. You can play it a couple of ways. He can top it in, or he can just screw it across the table for the pink in the right middle. That's the shot that's going to get him the most reward, but that's the riskiest. That one's got the most pressure on it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, what would put me off it slightly is the fact that it's not a natural to get on a colour. So a change of red. He's still going for the pot. This is tougher though. Cracker, absolute cracker.
Yeah, that was some pot. A brave shot. You knew he was leaving probably the frame for Mark Selby, should he miss it. Didn't quite get into the cue ball enough, so he's got to go in and out off this pink. Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it? You put a long red like that and then miss the pink.
Joe Connor.
Incredible, this game.
It really is. I think he was more concerned with finding the path for the cue ball in and out of baulk. Just took his eye off the pot. Give himself a chance. Didn't take it.
One.
Yeah, the only saving grace for Joe O'Connor is that the pink sort of landed in a awkward spot for Mark Selby, so it's not going to be a clear run to the winning line in this frame. Keel's going to have to do quite a bit of work up and down the table, concentrating on yellow, green and brown.
It just shows you he must have come really bad potting angle on the green to resort to playing the yellow with the rest. But he obviously doesn't fancy the positional side of the shot if he plays the green, so the yellow more difficult. Just needs to hurry. Well, he's on a choice of reds, but a little too close to the cushion for comfort.
Yeah, he didn't pop the yellow in the middle of the pocket, did he? He potted it slightly thick. That's what's took that extra 6 to 8 inches of pace out the cue ball. And it's not getting any easier. May be forced to play for the black here.
Four.
Oh, that's what he's done, but oh, this is pressure on this one. Obviously, the slower you play it, give the pocket every chance. He's 40 points ahead, so could be forgiven for refusing it, but he'll want to win the frame at this visit. Oh, looks like he's gearing himself up to take it on, John. It's a big shot.
Yeah, decision made. Wins the frame if it goes in. And never a doubt. Never a doubt. And as he runs far enough, he stops in his tracks. Is he on this red to the right corner? Well, look at that. Just a fraction short of pace. Now then, look at the scoreboard. 47 points to lead, 67 remaining. Might just be able to pot this tracer right-hand side just to turn the red over. But can he hold for the black? Can he hold for the black? No, he can't. So 48 points to lead. That's end of break. And there's still 59 remaining.
Mark Selby. 12.
Yeah, he's got the brown nice and safe. That's a bit of insurance. That red on the right-hand side is also in Mark's favour. So he's a strong favourite to take this frame.
Good safety. He could have been forgiven in thinking he may play the red to the right of the black, but he knew if he got the cue ball down the right-hand side of the table, he was going to give Mark a big problem. And he played it well. Good length with the cue ball.
Yeah, the red and pink, they're almost a plant into this right corner, so he probably won't entertain them. So he plays off this first red. He's got to catch it quite thick, so this red could be finding its way back up the table. Well, he'll be happy with that, as long as the cue ball doesn't go in off. Yeah, he'll be more than happy with that. That's a good outcome.
Yeah, and purposely played it that way so he could get the red in and out of balk, so to speak. Of course, that's one of the... He's got many. One of the greatest players we've ever seen. Ring craft and everything. Knowledge of where the object ball's going to finish is as good as anyone I've ever seen. This cue ball's close to the pocket. Very close. But it's very good now. Little rattle of the jaws. Tight to the baulk cushion. He'll settle for that. Yeah, I mean, on the face of it, we can sit here and say, well, Mark Selby, big odds-on favourite. But, you know, if Joe was to get a chance, he could get right back in this frame. But that's excellent once again from Mark. Well, they're certainly playing around with that corner pocket. Is there a shield there?
So, more a problem this time for Joe O'Connor. He can only really get through to the red that's above the pink. And like we said, it's close to being a plant into this right corner. So he's got to make sure he hits the red. Well, there you see, it's pretty much set. So he's got to make sure he hits the red in such a way to turn that pink away from the pocket.
He's going to be careful with this. No.
Mark Selby.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Six.
As you say, it was a straight-on plant. And the fact he's played it with a bit of side could just have turned the red. Or turn the red to hit the pink fuller than he wanted. Well, that was an attempt at frame ball. Missed it by a fair way, surprisingly.
Yeah, them 6 penalty points make a slight difference to the frame. Just means if Joe does get a chance, he's not got so many points to play with, and he'll have to take pretty high value colours, but this cue ball's heading in a nice direction, in behind the green. Oh, good effort. I don't think Mark Selby's cue ball will be too far away from that area after this next shot.
A little bit thinner than intended. But the blues come to his rescue. Big style.
Yeah, he's got a problem here. He can hit the red thin underneath the black and get the cue ball back somewhere where it is, but if he plays that, he's going to be pushing the red towards this left corner pocket. So he's played the containing shot. He was always going to be leaving something for Mark. It was just how difficult he could leave it. He's left him a thin clip back into the corner. I think that will be his choice. He's got the red into the middle as an alternative, but I think into the corner is probably the best bet.
And this to go 50 with just 51 remaining.
One. Six. Seven.
Yeah, for the first time in the match, Joe Connor made a basic error. Probably a terrific red to the corner. Missed the pink in the middle, which set up
14.
Mark Selby to build up a useful lead, and now he's built on it at this visit.
15.
One more frame after this before the mid-session interval, and it's massive. telling you, there's a force field there.
22.
I'll tell you what, John, if he pots this one, I'll buy you a drink later at the bar.
Get in.
Mark Selby. 22 and the frame.
Yeah, well, he didn't win it in one hit, but he won it. That's the most important thing, going back to the dressing room, getting ready for the vital last frame before the mid-session interval.
It's the form that he's produced. I mean, we've seen him do it. He beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 6-0.
Frightening snooker.
Yeah.
Didn't give Ronnie a sniff. I mean, it was just like they're brilliant, and he needs, as I say, needs to get a bit of momentum going.
This is the frame now, Hazel. This is absolutely huge for him. If he doesn't win this one, he'll definitely be out the championship. If he gets this and it's 8-5, there's still plenty to think about.
And we go then, frame 13. Lucky for him.
Yes, no need to say this frame's a big frame. They're all big frames now till the end, especially for Mark Selby. Just keep Joe O'Connor 2 away from the winning line for as long as he can. Just try and build that pressure.
Well, this outside red does pot to the right corner. He's taking it on. Can he find it to the ball, Ken, with the cue ball? No, he thought it was risky. So just playing the containing safety, but he's left one middle. Not an easy one, but you might be tempted. Wait for an easier opportunity. Pretty good. And dangerous, of course, with that red being adjacent to the right middle pocket. You won't want to be playing safe and collide with that red near the left-hand cushion. And by playing it a little bit thicker, you're opening the reds. Could not one towards the right corner. So Mark trying to work out the safest bet. If it was an exhibition, you could even consider coming off the top cushion and potting the red to the right middle, but well, is that what he's trying? Top cushion, trying to pot the red in the right middle. Is that what he's trying? That's what he tried.
Foul in the
Just
miss.
a fraction out.
Joe O'Connor 4.
Is it right over the pocket enough to play that shot?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's one of them if you catch it anything less than quarter ball. I think the big problem for Mark is it's not a natural angle off the top cushion. He's having to play it with a little bit of right-hand side. So it's important here that Marcel
I'll
Eckhart
take it off you.
gets this just right. We're talking about millimetres.
You just tell me how far, please.
Right, that's where it was, and that's where it is now. Yep, bang on.
Joe. Mark.
So as I say, he's having to play this with a trace of right-hand side. Try number 2. It'll be his last attempt. Well, he got it, and you were right. Catch it a little bit fuller than, but it was the only shot he could see.
Yeah, yeah. It was an easy pot to get right behind it, but coming from the way you said, and like you say, with the side, it's always going to hits it.
Yeah, he had to catch it just less than quarter ball. He felt there was no other shot to play. The only reason I said this would be his last chance of playing it, if he'd have missed it that time, he'd have been under pressure, because 3 misses and you forfeit the frame. But it all came about, and let's just think back when Joe had that tempter of a red to the left middle and thought, no, too risky, I'll play a good safety, and this is the reward. A chance to get within 1 frame of a place in the second round against a 4-time world champion on his Crucible debut.
Top 7. Eight.
You would think, now he's got this angle on the blue, you play for the red just above the black. Clear the black spot area immediately. Oh, a bit too pacey.
13.
I think he'll still play the red above the black, but if it had been straighter on it, wouldn't have been a problem. He's having second thoughts now. Just overhit the positional side of the shot.
The
Black being available into the left corner helps. Weren't too short. It was available, so that's a bonus. So this time, run it round for 2 cushions for the red above the black. Should be on it perfectly this time round. But again, would like to have been straighter. So if
21.
can he just pop this red and avoid reds and getting up for a blue or ball colour, leave himself a nice angle to attack this bunch of reds. Oh, they've started to wriggle in, haven't they, John? Not finding the middle like they were.
No. And as I say, always look for a player potting the balls right in the heart of the pocket. It gives the player confidence. But once you start doing a few of those, well, you finish up concentrating so much on the pot, you lose the cue ball, positional-wise.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is, like, you play your positional shots banking on potting the ball cleanly. So if you just hit it slightly thick or slightly thin, the cue ball doesn't land where it's supposed to. Well, it's a good pot, but it's only going to get him 5 points. He's never going to hold for that red, I don't think, the way he played it. He had to get on that red. He'd have had to stun on and off the cushion, I think.
Yeah, you can clearly see nowhere near on the one loose red. So it's safety. He go back to his seat with a 31-point lead. Oh, this is a decent
O'Connor,
line,
27.
but the red came twice across. Mark Selby may be tempted. This red stun across for the black in the same pocket. Shake of the head. But it was all caused by that red that just wriggled in. And it cost him good position.
One.
Beautifully struck.
Yeah, no choice there but to play for this red up into the yellow pocket. I would like to have been on it a little bit straighter. But in potting this red, it just opens up the red just to the left of it. Yeah, nice shot. Lovely shot. Now, red is available. That's the last one of the loose reds. So imperative now. He gets a nice angle on the black.
16.
Just a little bit low on the black so he can stun up into the reds. He doesn't want to be screwing off that bunch. Wants to be able to leave an angle where he can stun up into the reds. Plenty of pace.
17.
So it's perfect. Now then, I always think with this type of shot, Joe, the last thing you want to do is when you potted the black, is it the first ball you make contact with? Avoid hitting it full in the face. Half ball either side, you should be okay. That'll work out nicely. Thank you.
24.
Oh, what a wonderful shot. And he's got everything he deserves from that shot. Now just look at them reds.
25.
One red's gone safe, but looking at the scoreboard, this blue's going to put him just 1 point behind. And there's still 6 open reds, so he hasn't got to worry about that red on the right-hand side. And this will make Joe O'Connor think a little bit. If Mark Selby can win the frame it going into the mid-session interval.
$31.
Yeah, we always think of ways a player can get back, and obviously we know the pedigree of Mark Selby, but you always feel you need a bit of help from your opponent, and he's had that the last frame when Joe missed that pink into the middle, and this one when he had a decent chance but run out of good position.
36.
So there's just little cracks appearing in Joe O'Connor, and Mark will pick up on that.
$37. $44.
Joe said, you won't need that red that's close to the right-hand side cushion. Just come a little bit twixt in between. I don't see a problem. You may have to get the spider, but there's nothing to do with this red. Just pot it, you're bound to be on the black. Thinks he can reach it. And he did, and he's
45.
left the perfect angle on the black. Well, perfect. Maybe a bit more would have been better, but I think he can manoeuvre it easily enough.
Yeah, just looking at that red and pink together, I don't know if the red passes the pink, so he may have to, when potting his next red, on the pink. That's probably what he'll do anyway, so that's not a problem. Pink, it just
52.
releases the red. If the red pink, of course, he can just play again for the black, but he's just having a little look now. Yeah, it doesn't look like that red pots, does it? So may play for the pink here.
53.
And obviously the pink, when it's respotted, doesn't interfere with the plan. "28 points to lead. Two reds,
59.
two blues would put him 40 points in front with just 35 remaining. Well, decided
60.
to play for the pink. Now he has a look at the scoreboard. Well, now that he's finished there, this red,
66.
any colour, but he's left himself in a position now. He can play for the green, leave himself a half ball green to remove
67.
this red away from the side cushion. Or if he runs too far down, the brown. And that's good thinking, because he knows that Joe O'Connor will play on if only one snooker is required. So it's this green and try and lift the red.
The pressure will build for Joe O'Connor. Understandable. You know, if there's one man you don't want chasing you down here at the Crucible, it's Mark Selby. He's done it
82.
over and over again to some wonderful players, some of the best players we've ever seen. He's chased them down and got the win. So a big 15 minutes coming up for Joe O'Connor in his dressing room. Needs to be given the right information in there,
86.
hear the right things, come out positive.
$91.
This has been good stuff from Mark Selby. Expect nothing less from him. Oh, that's a shame. Would have been
Mark
nice to have
Selby,
finished with a century,
91.
but 91 all the same. Mark Selby still got work to do. He's reduced his arrears. He now trails by 8 frames to 5.
Just have a look at a few stats. That's always the important one. And Mark Selby below 90% pot success. That's not a recipe for victory. Average shot time very similar. Another safety shot, it's too thin, but I was going to say the green may have come to his rescue, but it hasn't.
Good shot. O'Connor there. Perfect played. Using the green to block off the right-hand side of the table. So a bit of a problem here for Mark Selby. May have to just play to the side of the bunch. Oh, he's having a look at these three reds. Oh, they're a plant to the left corner. He obviously feels he can get through to them. Oh, it looked pretty set, but how can he hit the first red where he needs to?
Yes, is there a gap between green and blue? Oh, there's always a gap. What's he on? Nothing.
1.
Big risk, no reward.
Well, I think when he gets down this end of the table, we'll see that he can get through to the yellow, and he can also get through to the black to play safe. But there's a red over this left corner, so he's got to block that one. Oh, look at these reds. Oh, if he'd landed on a colour there, that would have been incredible. So it looks like the safest place on the table is going to be somewhere down near that green pocket.
Black ball.
Well, this is short of pace.
1.
He won't be happy with that one. If he's left the red over the left corner, it's an awful shot. But even if he's covered it, he won't be happy because that cue ball is a long way short of where it should have been. And it wasn't a difficult safety shot, really, especially for someone of Mark Selby's class.
Yeah, amazing that he should finish that far short. So can Joe play a little swerve? I don't think he can get through to this red adjacent to the left corner directly, but trace the right-hand side. You'd think he can bend it. Plenty of right-hand side.
One.
And he did bend it. And he's on the pink.
Well, you're looking at the black, but that's very thin. If he thinks he can pop the black and use one of the reds as a blocker to take the pace out of the cue ball, then fair enough, but this is not easy. Got to catch this just right. Oh, he did catch it just right, and he did use the red as a blocker. Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, he'll consider himself a little unlucky there. Looked as though he was bound to be on the red to the right centre, but that double kiss just pushed the cue ball the other side of the pink. So a red available to the left corner, but doesn't look a straightforward path for the cue ball to get position on the collar. And the black not available in either corner pocket.
Yeah, I said not too bad. I think doing him a bit of a disservice there. It's not that kind at all, is it, really? Like you say, John, it could have been a lot easier. Just got to get into the white ball here. Got to really grip the cloth. Screw across the face of that red. Well, again, that could have been kinder. If the pink goes into the yellow pocket, he'll be taking it on. Well, there you see, perfect view. It does go. Oh, but there's pressure on this one.
Yes, and even though the cue ball is well within reach, there's a few reds that he's got to lean over, so can he get there without using the rest? He'd love to have his hand on the table, but there's plenty of balls to be wary of. Got it, good shot.
$15.
Yeah, he's put a few good pressure balls already in this little break. I think the black is available now if he wishes, doesn't have to.
$16.
Yeah, not sure when he pots this black. It's going to be spotted. If the spot's going to be covered up by that red, he's just pointing his cue at now to try and pot the black and move that red away. It would be nice, but just adds to the difficulty of the pot. He's got the pink available, so doesn't need to be too ambitious with this. He can play around pink and blue the way the reds are situated.
He did play the cannon on the red that was near the black spot, but misjudged it. Now, where does this black go? But as Joe said,
23.
he's got the pink in the open. Black tied up now, so forget that. Or he will for the rest of this frame or the rest of this visit. But he's got the pink nicely in the open and the blue, and of course the baulk colours. It's a good chance. He'll give us a little insight into how he's feeling now with this opportunity.
$24.
Well, he looks calm enough, doesn't he? He's had the same look on his face from the very start of this match. And he's got one of them styles where if you're in the chair, you just can't see him doing anything silly. He plays at a good pace. He's not gonna, you wouldn't have thought, do anything careless or rushed.
30.
Gives every shot 100% attention. So you sort of don't really see how you get back to the table when he's in this sort of position.
$31.
Well, I'm not sure. And yes, he'll probably pot the blue and get nicely on a red, but I think that's the first real indication that he's starting to feel the pressure. I think earlier on in this match, he wouldn't have hesitated. He'd have just played the pink. But it was a slightly more difficult pot. And is that a sign? He's starting
36.
to feel the pressure out there.
I couldn't agree more. The pink was the ball there. So he's not as good on this red as he would have been if he'd have played the pink rather than the blue.
$37.
He's recovered the situation now.
43.
He's building up a nice, healthy lead here. There's 3 easy reds, you would say, to get on and knock in. And that's going to put him very, very
44.
close to the winning line in this frame. And it was a chance, really, that it shouldn't have come about, should it? It was a... Well, how many poor safety shots does Mark Selby play in a season? Not many. And that was a mistake.
Yeah, when Mark Selby played that 3-ball plant,
50.
he knew he was opening all the reds. Okay, he's saying a little bit unlucky he didn't finish up on a colour. But his safety shot that followed, well, it looks like it's going to cost him the frame.
51.
And of course, more importantly, from Joe O'Connor's point of view, and Mark Selby, this is a safety shot. All you got to do is get near the baulk cushion and he leaves nothing. So far short for him. And just a couple more pots, although this could have been easier.
57.
And he'll be 1 frame away from a famous victory.
Yeah,
Joe
gave
O'Connor,
himself a slight
57.
problem there. And this time he didn't stand up to it. It was the shot before. He finished straight on the pink. He can only go forwards or backwards, and any kind of angle, he would have got nicely behind that red. So look at this table. It's not inviting at all, but we've seen how quickly situations can change. He can knock this red in. He can play a cannon into the red and black if he wishes.
I was worried about that shot because he missed a similar one, didn't he? Early on in this frame into the right corner. And once again, didn't really get in the jaws. So worrying signs now for Mark Selby. Surely Joe's not going to let this opportunity slip.
One.
So this pink will take him 63 points in front with 67 remaining, which equates to 1 more red.
Seven.
I think that's okay. Looks pretty straight, this red. Up past the yellow, into the corner pocket. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball.
Eight.
Safely in, and with the pink to follow. That might be good enough for Mark Selby to stay in his chair. But Joe O'Connor one away for a famous victory.
14.
So 70 points ahead, 59 remaining. There's an outside chance Mark might come back to the table. There's 3 snookers required at the moment, but if this red disappears, then that's definitely the end of this frame.
Joe Connor, 14.
Well, he's missed it. Now let's have a look at the old scoreboard. 70 points behind, 59 remaining. And the black tied up. So at the moment we're saying 3 snookers.
Frank conceded.
And that's
Joe
enough
Connor
for
with the
Mark
point.
Selby. Well, it was an ambitious plant he went for, not on a colour, very poor safety, and it's cost him. And now he's in within 1 frame of defeat. Joe O'Connor leads 9-5.
Mark win 3 of his 4 world titles, and could he be on the verge of overturning the man that he so reveres? Back we go.
Yep, big moments in the snooker career of Joe. What worried me, obviously the safety shot was very unlike Mark Selby, but those 2 long pots he played, half-ball pots, didn't get in the jaws. Well, if he's not knocking those in, he's going to have to rely on his opponent missing when he's in, and he can't win matches like that. That was a half chance, not easy. Mark Selby's going to have to play some superb snooker, and I've not seen it, in all honesty. But I've been surprised before.
It's a possible double. Maybe. Oh, that was a definite worth taking on, that one. Not a bad effort. It would have been lovely on the black had it gone in. Yeah, like Mark Selby, Joe O'Connor's a top pool player. I think he started out his Q Sports career as a pool player, and he's an exceptional one, so I hear. So that was half a chance, that double.
Well, this could be a prolonged safety exchange with those reds up in the balk end. Good cue ball from Mark.
If he's playing to the side of the pack here, just got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to catch the red 2 up from the black. Just go past that one. Hit the 2 near the pink. Wow, he's hit the one I said not to hit. And has he left this red? If he hasn't left it, he's been a bit fortunate. Oh yeah, that could have easily have gone wrong. That wasn't the red he was trying to hit. Mark just having a look here if he can get the cue ball down next to the brown. Will he be leaving a pot on for Joe O'Connor? That would put an end to the stalemate, but there's risk attached to that. He's got to get the length of cue ball absolutely spot on. Got to be careful. I think the red above the yellow is potable. That's what he's just looking at. If he leaves the cue ball there, will he be leaving a pot for Joe O'Connor?
Bonus the red going in. If only he'd have known he'd have played for the black. Oh, nothing else but just a little tuck up behind it.
Mark Selby. 1.
Don't see this causing Joe O'Connor too many problems. He could be in for a little bit of a prolonged safety bout here.
It's touching hole.
So these reds are slowly pushed up into the middle of the table. There's still a few easy outs at the moment for Mark. Just can still roll into the pack if he wishes, but eventually that shot won't be available. And you have to play something a bit more adventurous. So he's looking here to try and turn the tables on Joe O'Connor. Get the advantage back in his favour.
Yeah, you've got to hit this just right though. Not bad. Of course, you're in this situation here where Joe O'Connor, just being one frame away from victory, can just wait. Whereas I'm sure Mark Selby just wants to get this frame open and have a chance to pot and break build. But Joe's having none of it. He's in no rush.
These frames often end up the same. Comes to a point where a player decides, or is forced into, taking a red on, usually into the middle pocket, all or nothing. If he gets it, chance to win. If he misses it, invariably loses the frame. So,
And he's eyeing up one of those shots now, isn't he? Or is he playing it to the middle? Well, decided to try and get the cue ball back to the back end, and anything could have happened there. As far as Joe O'Connor's concerned, it was all good. Left nothing. Fortunate.
well, what a result he's had there. That red coming back down the table, could easily have stuck that one up. The other red that hit the bunch could easily have pushed one of them on. But not only that, he's left Mark Selby with a bit of a problem here. Would be straightforward just to stun this red on the back cushion and leave the cue ball there, but he's going to need some apparatus and some help to try and get at it.
Step long enough.
He may even...
Just enough, please.
Yeah, is the spider going to be good enough? Because that's a long reach over them 4 reds.
You know it's a tricky shot when the referee gives you it and says, will that be long enough?
Say it again. Well, yeah, the normal extension. Yeah.
Building, are we? Hey, mate. And of course it's getting the head of the spider in between the reds. Yeah. Good shot. It may have looked nothing, but couldn't have played that any better. He's got some moves.
Yeah, all joking aside, that was a very good shot, wasn't it? He done well to get the spider in that position that he needed, and then he still had to play the shot correctly, and he couldn't have played it better, like you say. Given Joe O'Connor a problem now. Not so straightforward this time, just to rest on a ball.
Well, he had to judge that to perfection, and he's not. This red cuts, and there's one to the middle. So he's misjudged that. So, Mark, you've won the safety battle. Can you make it count?
Got it. 1.
He's on the blue. Might be the ball he ends up taking, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get the brown away from that pocket. Give himself a bit more room for error in his positional play. Try and get all the pockets in use. And it's going to make his job a little bit easier now. Yellow, green and brown all available into both pockets. So a little bit of tidying up here first down this end of the table, and then
5.
work his way down to the scoring end. Should be a good chance this for Mark Selby to,
6.
well, he'll be expecting to win the frame here. Chance like this.
Nine. Ten. Twelve. 13.
So nicely on the blue. And now he can come down to the high scoring end of the table.
18. 19. 26. 27.
The bottom one of the three, definitely available. Yeah, and the way he's played that, he played it well. When potting this red now, just brush off the other two reds,
34.
bring them into play. That was a good shot. And little
35.
shots, they don't look anything, but they make such a big difference when you're trying to win the frame in one visit. Just keep it simple. Never have to rely on luck, just keep playing them little clever cannons.
Another excellent positional shot. Pinpoint accuracy. .43 points the lead. 3 more reds. would get the job done.
43. $48.
Well, as long as he hasn't left himself hampered over the brown,
53.
this red won't cause a problem. And just about get to the middle of the cue ball.
54.
So 55 ahead. This blue will be enough for Snooker's required stage, but he'd like another red just to make sure. Yeah, that'll do. This red shouldn't cause too much of a problem.
59.
Pressure's off somewhat, knowing he's over the winning line.
$60.
Yeah, it looked like a straightforward chance, didn't it, when he won the safety battle and all the reds spread around, but you've still got to take them.
67.
And he's took them well. Cue ball's been under complete control for the entirety of this break. So he's still in there fighting.
Foul.
Oh, that won't make a difference. I think Joe will just
Mark Selby,
give the
67.
concession.
Joe Connor
Yep,
for Frank
he
and
says
Cedar.
that will do. And Mark Selby pulls one back. Still got it all to do.
8-minute frame against Matt Selt to get over the line in qualifying. That marathon has certainly set him up
That is
very
a nasty
nicely.
business,
that
that is.
was nasty business indeed, but he did it. Hard lines, Matt, by the way. I'm sure you're not watching this, actually, probably somewhere in a darkened room. But this is a key frame for both men now. Back we go.
Yep. There we go. And as Stephen said, you envisage that Joe O'Connor's going to get a chance to clinch the match. And that will be the big test when it comes. Trying to nestle on the red, closest to the top cushion. Played it very well. Good shot. I can't quite remember the number of times that Mark Selby has played what he and I would consider a straightforward safety and not found the baulk cushion.
I agree. On this occasion, it might not be costly, but a couple of frames ago it was, and it's not just that, it just doesn't get the pressure on your opponent. He's got his hand on his table, on the table now. Look, he can play a really good return. Oh, it's not one of Joe's best either. He's left a possible red here for Mark. It's a better one this time. It weren't a bad kiss on that red either. Cue ball was heading towards the side cushion. That red's just changed the path slightly. And he's nicely on this yellow. Yeah, not a great chance by any means just yet, but it may well be in a couple of shots' time. Not a lot available here, so I expect Mark to leave an angle on the next colour. Try and bring some more reds into play.
Four.
That's the view if you were sat in the gods at the Crucible. Into them he goes. How's your luck, Mark? Well, does that red below the pink go to the right middle? Obviously not. He'd have been round looking at it if it did. He gave him a good solid smack, but thin red that's potable. Should be on a bought colour, should it go in. We could even hold it for the blue. That'll do nicely.
Fifteen.
He can play for the pink in the middle of this next red. Not sure if the pink spot is covered. It'd be a big help to Mark. Oh, he's left
16.
an angle now, so even if the pink spot isn't available, there you can see the pink spot's not available. So it will go on the black spot if he can avoid making contact with that red when potting this pink, and it won't be a bad thing. Oh, he's just nudged that red off the spot, so yeah, I would have liked to have been straighter on the pink there, so it could have gone on the black spot.
$22.
Yeah, and I think he thought he'd be on that red, but once the pink's respotted. So this is plan B.
23.
Very short of pace there. Play for it in the middle. May like to play it into the far left corner. Well, is he thinking of the yellow here? It's a thin cut on the blue. So difficult now when you're trying to generate that pace, and look at the
Mark
cue
Selby.
ball. He's coming down on the
23.
red where he'd like to have been, but it's now for his opponent, having missed the yellow.
There is enough angle here, I think, for Joe to play up the table if he wishes, but I'm sure he'd love to get the black back on its spot. It's very difficult. Pot this red followed by the black and the next red, but it would really give him a great opportunity.
One.
Couple of tough shots now to contend with.
Joe O'Connor, 1.
It wasn't easy, that. I don't think that can go down as a sort of chance to win the match gone, really. That was never really a great opportunity. But he has left this possible red for Mark Selby up into the yellow pocket. He can play this with a degree of confidence. Shouldn't be leaving nothing. Should it not go in, and it'd be nicely on the black if it does. Yeah, look at that. Great shot.
1.
And he's got an angle now. He can pop this black and play up into the bunch of reds if he wishes. If there's nothing available into this right corner, he may choose to attack the bunch here and pot in this black.
Just caught the first ball full in the face, and it
8.
went nowhere.
It is touching ball.
A little unlucky, touching ball, but that's not much help. You certainly couldn't risk going to the balk end with that red over the right centre pocket.
Yeah, that red over the middle is going to cause a problem here. He's got a nice 30-point lead, but I don't really,
Mark Selby, 8.
at the moment, can't really see how the players get himself out of this position. Down in this right-hand corner pocket, it'd be pretty safe. That red wouldn't be cuttable into the middle from down there, and unlikely be tempted by the one along the cushion. But unless someone plays into this corner, it's going to take a while to resolve this situation. And obviously Joe O'Connor trailing by 30 points. He won't be in no hurry to play anything too attacking. It's up to Mark Selby here to fix this situation.
Touching ball.
But once again, it doesn't really alter the situation. Surprised Mark played it like that, in all honesty. I thought he might have put it near the corner here. And if you leave your opponent a chance of that red near the right middle, not to pot it, but I'm sure someone would play safe off it. As I said in the last frame, Joe O'Connor basically will take as long as it takes. I mean, he only needs the one frame. So he's not going to push the bolt out. It's up to Mark Williams to just force the pace slightly. So that's what he's done. An opportunity now for Mark to clear this red away from the right centre. Just got to be a little careful you don't get a double kiss when sending it back up to this end of the table.
Well, that ends the little stalemate. It was a pretty decent shot. You had to be a little bit careful there. The double kiss was always a possibility.
Now we can Mark get past the blue. He's coming to have a look at the angle on the black. But, oh well, tell you what I think he's looking at. A few shots ago, when he was wondering about leaving the cue ball in the ball candy, I think he thought he spied a plant. Well, it looks on, doesn't it? But, well, if you go for it, I suggest you get it.
Yeah, it's not easy to get at it, is it? He's going direct, just missed the pink. This is, well, anything could happen here. Oh, well done. It was a good spot. Yeah, like you say, John, he noticed that, didn't he, a few shots ago? And he always had that in the back of his mind. Almost like he set a little trap there for Joe O'Connor. And now if he knocks this black in, yes, it's just a black off the spot, but there is pressure on this. Oh, it just wriggled in. And because it just wriggled in, he didn't get the position he was looking for, so he's not out the woods yet. He's going to need another good pot here if he's going to win the frame at this visit.
Mark Selby, 8.
Yeah, good chance. Gone. But a decent lead. Oh, he's eyeing up these two reds that are touching one another near the left-hand side cushion. Surely not a plant, is it? He'll have to be bang on to go in. He's playing the plant. Oh, so close. It stayed near the pocket. Is it covered?
Oh, take a look at this. Didn't know till right at the very end if that rib was going to drop or not. That was so close. And he's left it because it was so close. It didn't wriggle and get away from the jaws of the pocket. So this is potable. It's thin. It's thin, but he's got it. Oh, that's unlucky. He can't do a lot about that. He's just trying to pot the red and just hope for the best. That's, yeah, a little bit unlucky, I think, John.
Yeah. That's the second time he's done that in this session. Played a thin cut and gone in off in the opposite corner pocket. But that one could be so costly. Joe O'Connor comes to the table 34 points behind. Wouldn't say the frame's at his mercy because there's a few awkward reds. But it's a chance. A chance to get that frame that takes him into the second round.
Six.
I agree. This is the first real opportunity Joe O'Connor's had to win this match. And like you say, it's far from easy.
Seven.
Could have played that a bit better. Where does the head of the rest go? Can he get it in between the blue and cue ball? I liked it a little bit more comfortable than this.
Yeah, he could have played the pink more positively, could have stunned it across for the red closest to the right side cushion, but this is his choice. Nicely played, nice angle on the black.
14.
So he's going to need all the reds, and he's got the perfect angle here to drop on one of the two more difficult reds, so if you've got the perfect angle, why not play on it now? Yes, it'd be easier to play on the open red and get that out of the way, but if you're looking for the same angle he's got now, so just use it. Play on the more difficult red.
Well, he decided to play for this red along the top cushion. He could have left it better than this.
Well, it wasn't clean, and they don't always go in when they hit that bottom jaw first, but he played it at a nice pace, gave the pocket every chance. That could easily have stayed up. So that's the first test. It's nice.
29.
So, decision time. Do you try and leave an angle off the next colour and dislodge the red? Or leave a nice angle and drop in behind it?
Just the 5 points behind now.
$30.
Well, that's gone wrong. So he has still got an opportunity. With the green being off the spot, it helps. He can play the black, round off the side cushion, baulk cushion, and come somewhere across the green spot, land in nicely behind this red. How's the cue ball? It's not looking too bad. How's the pace? Oh, what a fantastic shot from Joe O'Connor. Brilliant shot. Couldn't have played that any better.
He couldn't have picked it up with his hand and placed it in a better position. The chance is there now. You would think he'd go back up for the blue. If he played for the black, he'd leave the cue ball too close to the side cushion. Oh, he's missed it.
Joe O'Connor, 37.
Gave himself a great chance. Boy, he overhit that, didn't he? There was tension in the arm then. Overhit that. Wasn't comfortable on the shot, obviously, but no need to hit it that hard.
Yeah, I think he was playing up for the blue, wasn't he, to make the next positional shot easier, but it made the pot more difficult. Now, does Joe O'Connor take this on? He's got a simple snooker in behind the blue. Oh, he has took it on, but he's missed it. This time, he hasn't left the pot for Mark Selby. So, pressure's ramping up now. There's a couple of attempts at this red that you would think would send Joe O'Connor on his way into round two, but he's missed and they've gone by.
Well, if the red had slipped past the green, it'd have been okay, but this red is potable. It's worth a go. If you can pot this red, get on the colour. Another frame and match winning chance is there. And he's got it. And he's going to finish on the black. The chance is there. Biggest moment of his snooker life. A wry smile from Mark Selby. It's in the hands of Joe O'Connor now.
Yeah, doesn't need to get too clever with this. Leave himself a little bit of distance from the yellow. The brown's potentially in the way. What's he done? Has it held up in time? Well, the body language says yes. So he's nicely on this yellow. He'll be feeling it now. The pressure will be running through his veins now. But he's absolutely perfect on this yellow.
And yellow, green and brown required.
10.
So Justice
13.
Brown, and what a performance, Joe. I mean, you pull your hero in the draw, you'd be really thinking you're up against it.
Yep, every credit to Joe O'Connor. Played great yesterday, and he's held himself together well today. He's fully composed, deserved winner, played wonderful, great debut, well done Joe.
Yeah, just looking up at the gallery. He'll have his supporters.
22.
The damage was done in the first session. And Mark Selby, after levelling at 2 apiece, then lost 5 on the trot. And it was too much to ask come today. And he'll congratulate Joe and wish him all the best for the rest of the tournament. Both from Leicester, great pals. I know Joe practiced a lot and learned a lot from Mark Selby. But he didn't let that stop him. What a victory, what a result. 4 times champion, another seed bites the dust. Joe O'Connor through to the second round. He beats Mark Selby 10-6.